Well, nearly 1 in 3 Americans under the age of 55 thinks that they'll never have enough savings to retire, according to a new Axios Ipsos poll. A recent AARP study showing nearly half of U.S. private sector workers, almost 60 million of us, do not have access to a workplace retirement plan like a pension or a 401k. Most states, more states that is, nearly 20 of them are implementing new laws to mandate that companies provide automatic savings programs, or what's being called auto IRAs. A retirement and Social Security editor with AARP, Andy Markowitz, is here. Good morning to you, Andy. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. My pleasure.
You know, how beneficial is an auto IRA compared to a pension or a 401k?
Well, the main benefit of an auto IRA is that it enrolls workers automatically in a savings plan at a set amount, escalates it annually up to a set ceiling, and it's kind of a set it and forget it way to build your nest egg when you enter the workplace. There are benefits to 401ks that an IRA or an auto IRA doesn't have. With a 401k, you often get an employer match. There are differing tax benefits for different kind of retirement accounts. But the main benefit of an auto IRA is that it creates an opportunity for those tens of millions of workers you mentioned who don't have access to a workplace plan right now to start saving. And those numbers disproportionately affect low-income workers, Black workers, Latino workers. So they're also a really important tool to help narrow what's called the retirement gap, or the racial gap in retirement, where Black and Latino families have far less opportunity to save and have far less savings.
Well, or they just don't understand savings. They don't understand investing. It's intimidating. So a lot of this comes down to financial literacy. A lot of great options for employees, but also good for smaller businesses, right?
It is. This is a real, as we all know, coming out of the pandemic, it's been a very tight labor market. Employers are looking for ways to attract skilled people, talented people all across the labor force. And when you can offer a retirement plan, that's a benefit that people are looking for, especially younger workers, Gen Z and millennials. There's a lot of research that's showing that they won't consider a job, or will consider it far less if they don't have access to a retirement benefit right from the start.
What are the requirements for someone to join? I mean, can anybody do this, or do you have to be an employee who already is not enrolled in any other kind of savings plan?
That's the main criteria. You can be enrolled in your own personal IRA if you want, I believe. These are laws passed at the state level, which AARP state offices have supported strongly. They've been passed in 15 states so far. 7 states have these programs up and running now. So I don't want to get too much into the specifics because they differ from state to state, and I don't want to get anything wrong. But generally, yeah, these are plans that are targeted for employees who work in workplaces where they don't have access to a plan. A plan isn't offered. They generally cover small and medium-sized businesses, which are the ones that are least likely to have a plan of their own. And there really isn't any other major requirement for the workers other than you don't have access to a plan otherwise. And workers can opt out. This is not, you are automatically enrolled under these plans, but workers get an opportunity to say if they don't want to do this, maybe they have another savings opportunity they prefer, whatever, you can do that. The main thing is that most people want a savings opportunity at work, and auto enrollment, whether it be established by the state or by an individual company, tremendously multiplies the number of people who start saving when they're in the workplace.
All right, well, it's an option, and that's another option for nearly 20 states. It's really gone up since the program was first introduced in 2008. Thank you so much for being with us, Andy. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.